Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Oh no, the sky is falling, as they say. Let's talk about it. In today's video lesson, we're going to talk about the quick expression as they say. As they say. I already used this a couple seconds ago after an idiom. I said, oh no, the sky is falling, as they say. This expression, as they say, is kind of an afterthought. You just add it to the end of a sentence. It's not the most important part of the sentence, but it has an important meaning. So let's talk about what it actually means. Oftentimes we add as they say after an idiom just to show that we don't actually mean the sky is falling. We don't actually mean that you're living under a rock, like an idiom I talked about in a couple lessons ago. You're showing that it's figurative. It's not literal. This is not a necessary expression to add after every idiom, but we do often add this after idioms just to show that we know it's an idiom. So a common idiom is, the grass is greener on the other side. This means that the other person's situation is gonna look better than your situation because it's not yours. Maybe you're jealous and you want to have their situation. The grass is greener on the other side. But after we say this idiom, we can add today's expression. Well, the grass is greener on the other side, as they say, just adding it at the end. So as you learn some idioms with me through video lessons or the past idioms that you've already learned with me, you can add this at the end of those idioms. You might say, English is my cup of tea, as they say. We talked about the expression cup of tea in a past video lesson, so you can add this. After that idiom, you're adding together all of these expressions. English is my cup of tea, as they say. It's not really your cup of tea. English is not physically your cup of tea, but you're showing that it's a metaphor. It's just an idiom. If you don't know what this idiom cup of tea means, make sure that you watch the past video where I talked about that. Another idiom that I talked about in the past that hopefully you already know if you watched the live YouTube lesson about this is living under a rock. And it means that you're unaware of things that are going on around you, maybe pop culture or something in the news that should be obvious, but you don't really know what it is. You are living under a rock. But you're not actually living under a rock. It's just an idiom. Idioms don't actually have the literal meaning. I don't think you're living under a rock, as far as I know. So if you use this idiom, you could say, you don't have to add it, but you could say, what? He's living under a rock, as they say. So it's just added to the end. So it's your choice if you would like to add this or if you would like to leave it out. I want to make sure you feel comfortable with this expression because you're going to hear it when you are introduced to English movies, TV shows, when you talk with native speakers. You're going to hear this, as they say, as they say. And hopefully now you can use it too. So in the comments below this video, I want to challenge you to make a sentence using as they say. So this means you're going to have to also use an idiom. You're welcome to use an idiom that I've talked about in past lessons. You're welcome to use a new idiom, but you're going to need to use an idiom plus as they say. That's your challenge for today. I'm looking forward to reading your sentences and giving you some feedback about them too. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. This will help you know what is the next step in your English journey to help you really master English and speak fluently. feel free to subscribe so that you get a notification every time there's a new English lesson. Thanks so much, and I'll see you later. Bye!